I feel like I should preface this video by explaining my stance on Danganronpa first. I have a hatred for Danganronpa, but it's the sort of hatred that only manifests when you don't want to admit that you kinda like something. Danganronpa has this weird scale of like, whoa, did they just say that? Why'd they have to draw the female character that way? That's just a straight up slur. To the other end of the scale, that's, alright, this is silly goofy and I'm having a fun time. I've also never played the games. I've watched the anime and I've watched the Game Grumps playthroughs, and that's my qualifications. Which, if you do like the Games Grumps videos, I highly recommend this video. And clearly I'm cosplaying from it, so maybe I like it like a little bit, and that little bit comes purely from my love for Chiaki Nanami. So today I want to honour both the good and bad sides to Danganronpa 2 by ranking the character designs. These games have a real mixed bag of character designs, ranging from ones I really like and cosplay from to that's dumb, stop it. We're also ranking from Danganronpa 2 because the Danganronpa 1 designs are low-key kind of the best from the series, and I kind of don't really care for Danganronpa 3 as much, so I'm starting with the second one, because it's my channel and I can make the rules. Now, I've done character design analysis on my channel before, mainly with my Genshin series. When I did those Genshin videos, I spent like a month of research. I researched into game lore, cultural references, symbolism. It was a deep dive into the meaning of each character design. For this video, I'm going to be ranking the characters on a unique scale that I created just for this video, that I like to call stupid to slay. Here is my ranking system. We start off right at the end in what I just call stupid. It's pretty self-explanatory, the character designs that I think are stupid. Next up, slightly up from that, we have nah, things I just look at and I'm like, oh, no, don't do that. I'm not into that. Then we have the middle ground of, okay, these are character designs that do what they need to do. I can tell why they were chosen that way, but they're not anything special. They're not particularly aesthetic or something that I'm drawn to. They're just okay. Then we have Sashay away. Fun fact, I've also never seen RuPaul's Drag Race other than through TikToks. But this category is, hey, you were doing something and I can see that you were doing something, but it's not enough to keep you in the competition. Then we have cool. Character designs that I think are cool, but they're just not quite the top of the scale, which is slay. Fun fact, only 2 characters made it to slay. This is just going to be the main 16 Hope's Peak class members in their main designs from the game, not the show. Also, heads up, this video is just going to have my own opinions in it. If you're someone who's very sensitive to opinions, aka who, if I say that I don't like your favorite character, is going to rage in the comments, please be mindful. So let's jump straight into this tomfoolery. So the character who I rated last and is first on the stupid scale is Byakuya Togami, aka the Ultimate Imposter. I think this design is stupid because I think this character is stupid. You actually can't fully understand the whole Ultimate Imposter thing just from playing Danganronpa 2 the game. You have to have watched the anime, the Goodbye Despair anime, to actually understand the whole Ultimate Imposter thing. Because you see him, you're like, oh, it's Byakuya, but obese now. And you get no explanation as to why that is, or why he'd be called the Ultimate Imposter, but not fully, you know, imposter the person. Like, his weight is relevant to the character, yes, but you can't understand why just based off playing this game. The actual Ultimate Imposter character is quite sweet in the show, and I think that's why they gave the white suit rather than Byakuya's usual darker colored suit. Maybe there's some attempt at symbolism there. But because you literally can't understand this character and why they appear the way they do from just playing the main game, which should be able to tell you everything you need to know, Byakuya gets the stupid rating from me. Next up, also on the stupid scale, is Akane. Akane is not a bad character, but we need to have a very serious discussion about this design choice. I did a little fandom wiki search just to kind of remind myself about this character, and oh boy, do we have a big old problem here. One of the worst things Danganronpa does throughout its games is sexualize sexual assault victims, and Akane's kind of the peak of this. Her whole backstory involves growing up in a rough area where she was often sexually abused and assaulted, and then becoming, you know, this ultimate and being very buff and talented as a way to get out and overcome that. But she is designed to have the bustiest shirt known to mankind. That singular button must be made of titanium. She's also in the shortest skirt possible, and other than the shirt and the skirt, there's nothing to her. Like, other than like hair and arms and legs. There's no detail, there's nothing that actually makes her look like an athlete to me. Like, she has like sporty shoes, but like the pleated skirt is often, you know, a schoolgirl's uniform. A button-up shirt is usually a schoolgirl's uniform. She just looks like a teenage girl rather than, you know, an athlete. But the thing is, we know that Danganronpa knows how to do a sporty girl character design because they've done it before with Aoi. Yeah, she's still a sexy anime girl design, yeah, but she at least looks sporty as opposed to Akane, who is mostly just boobs. And boobs are fine, but not when you add this backstory to her. That is a big no-no from me. Alright, now we've moved up to Nuh-uh. First in line for Nuh-uh is this thing. I cannot stand Teru. I don't even think I need to explain myself, but let's talk about just his design for a minute. It's a chef design. That's all it is. Listen, he just looks stupid. He looks like he's from a different game. His art style is different. The way his face is drawn is different. I don't know if it's to try and make him look cutesy, to hide that he's not a cutesy character. He's, you know, he's a chef done in a weird art style, and that's all I can say about him. Other than if I went into a rant about how much I hate this little thing. Honestly, he looked better deep fried. Let's move on. Okay, turns out there's only one nuh-uh, because that's just how I feel about Teru. And now we're on to okay. There's quite a few in okay. And unfortunately I have to give this to our wonderful ahoge having protagonist, Hajime Hinata. It's boring. Dare I say it. And I understand that that is kind of the point with the Danganronpa protagonist. I know it's quite intentional to have them plain. That's why it bumps him up to okay, because it does what it needs to do. He's the ultimate boring guy reserve course student, and this shows that. He gets his ahoge, he gets to be a protagonist, but visually, it's not the best. So it does what it needs to do. Let's move on. Then we have the boss baby, Fuyuhiko. I'm terrible at remembering all these names. He also lands in okay for similar reasons. The design does what it needs to do. He's in this, you know, fancy pinstripe mafia suit, but design-wise, he's just a little guy. So he's this suited buzzcut criminal, but also the suit almost looks too big on him and his physique doesn't match, which leans really well into his character arc. So once again, does what it needs to do. And then we have Hiyoko, who once again, can't say I like her, but let's talk about just her design. It's a traditional Japanese kimono, which lends well into her ultimate talent. Yeah, that's about it. Like, it's a beautiful garment, don't get me wrong, but that's because Japanese kimonos and traditional wear are gorgeous. But this isn't something that the game specifically came up with. This is a garment that already exists. So yeah, it fits the brief. It's okay. Next in okay, we have Peko Peko Yama. It's a schoolgirl uniform. She looks cool. The color scheme's cool. She has, you know, braided hair. She's a more serious, uptight character. That's all there is to say. She's cool, so she's higher up on the rank of okay, but there's not like a whole lot. There's nothing hugely to show she's the ultimate swordswoman other than carrying the sword on her back but that's, you know, not the most creative way to show it. She gets the darker color scheme because she's involved in the Yakuza. It's okay. Now we are on to Sashay Away, characters who've got, you know, more detail. I can understand it a bit more, but just, they're not in the final cut. And we have to start off with the most intimidating character to look at, Nekomaru, because this is a lot. Dare I say, too much. He's supposed to be like the ultimate team manager, which I think the word they're looking for is like coach. And I can kind of get maybe this is supposed to be how, you know, coach is someone who's big and intimidating to push you to be better. But Nekomaru very much is more of a gentler spirit, and you see none of this in his design. This doesn't strike me as a kind of sportier design either. He looks more like a criminal than the criminals do. The heavy chains, the permanent lightning coming out his eyes, the bulge, that alone is too much. Why did you feel the need to draw that in? I get the vision with this one, it just doesn't hit for me. So Nekomaru needs to sashay away. Next up in Sashay Away is Mahiro Koizumi. And I like her design quite a lot, but I will admit that's on a personal level for me, and that's because I love green and I love a bit of gingham, and that's her whole design. If she didn't have the camera on her, there was nothing to this design that would pin her as the ultimate photographer. She's kind of sassy and cute looking, which fits. I just think there could be more to her. She only just got into this category really, and that's because I just really like it aesthetically. Could do more, but it's still cute. And then next we have everyone's somehow favorite guy, Nagito Komaeda. The ultimate whatever the hell he is. He's very plain, but I think that fits for him. There's nothing to show his luck or his whole deal with hope, despair. However, that's probably intentional because we don't really see that Nagito is a madman until it's revealed in the first class trial. So it's kind of a red herring with him to look so plain and friendly when in reality he's a nutcase. The red accents really stand out from the neutral color scheme, kind of showing like maybe there's something more to him. But like the hood, chains, the zippered shoes, they almost make him look like some kind of cyberpunk hacker, like he belongs in a different genre. It's a versatile design which works for a character who has a lot of different sides. I'm very curious what like all the digital pixel styles really mean with his design. He has like the pixels along his green jacket. The edges of his coat are also cut out like that. Is it because he's got more understanding of the digital world they're in than the others? Maybe it's just some weird aesthetic, who knows? He also has the weird design choice that a few Danganronpa characters have, which is that weird swirl red design that appear on a lot of the t-shirts of characters that I looked it up and they don't particularly mean anything. It's just like a fashion choice in this world. What can I say? Nagito is a mixed bag and I never really know what to think of him, so I'm okay for him to sashay away. Okay, we've made it to cool. We're gonna get a lot more positive. Except I do have a major critique with this character too. We have Mikan Tsumugi. Now if we're talking about the character herself, there's a lot of issues. Mainly the same ones that I had with Akane. But if we look at her just based on character designs, she's super stinking cute. You can actually very clearly tell what her ultimate is, the band-aids, the kind of apron look around the shirt. It's clear she's the ultimate nurse. I actually really love her hacked up bangs. I think they're really cute, even though it definitely looks like she did them with the surgical scissors. It's just a really nice balanced color scheme, and it really shows her kind of quiet, timid nature, if you can call it that. By Danganronpa standards, she's up there. Also, my accent disappears when I say Danganronpa. Danganronpa would be how I should say it. Anyway, next up, I'm very excited to talk about this one. Also making it into the cool category is Chiaki Nanami. Her color scheme is super cute, the little accents of pink, and the way her colors are all kind of muted, so she's very sort of calming presence. Her kind of nature is also reflected in the cat details. She has her cat bag, her cat hood, because she kind of is cat-like herself. She just wants to cozy up and sleep and play. Her ultimate gamer aspect is only really shown in her little pin, which is kind of a shame. She could have a lot more to her. It's basically a more detailed schoolgirl uniform, but she's still a cutie patootie, so she gets a cool ranking. Next up in the cool ranking, I am surprised how high this guy got. It's Kazuichi Soda. It's about time he wanted something, isn't it? Where is it? His design is one of the few that very accurately reflects his ultimate talent. It's clear he's some kind of mechanic. He's in a mechanic jumpsuit. He's got pockets and tools and patches. The fit of it and the color scheme contrasting with the hair, it's just cool, even if the character isn't always the coolest. The fun colors also show that he's a more light-hearted character. I feel like it ranks higher because it's simplistic but done effectively. There's still depth without it just being crowded. So good job, Soda! Next up in our ranking of cool, we have Sonia Nevermind. I adore the silhouette of her design. It's so nice. The skirt, that round shape, lovely. This would be a really good, like, sewn costume. Don't tempt me. It's elegant and it's classy, which reflects her stance as the ultimate princess. It has a lot of little, like, regal details. She has a brooch, she's got one on the bow too, a bangle, her hair bow has, like, embellishments, a bit of bling. Even her socks have, like, a little detail on them. Overall, she looks like a princess trying to fit in amongst the commoners. Simplistic but effective, which is what I like out of a costume design. Alright, we're in our final category, which is Slay. Now we have two characters in Slay. Let's look at the first one, Ibuki. When you look at her, you can see why Danganronpa was so influential in that 2020 alt fashion era. The combination of kind of punk and scene fashions in her design really fits her role as the ultimate musician and the style of music she makes. I really like the lack of symmetry in the accessories, kind of showing she's a bit off balance. The color scheme is honestly what really makes this, that contrast of pink and blue. It's just really, really awesome. Like, you just look at her and that's a slay, that is a win. I just think she's cool, and I think she slays at it. I don't have a ton more to say. Just look at her. And last but not least, I'm sure you figured out who I think slayed the hardest. It's no other than Gundam Tanaka. He has the most details out of any of these characters. There's stitching on the jacket, there's all the boot straps, the sleeves has accessories, there's the embroidery on the scarf. His color scheme is also perfect for this little edgelord of a warlock. It's mostly a monochrome fit, but with this dark purple running through it and an occasional tinge of red. All black would have been too much for him, the details would have been lost, but those little streaks of purple really make it. He also has that Danganronpa fashion of the weird prints on the shirts that I don't understand. He's entirely covered, his skin is not showing, which really adds into the mystery of him. I like that the lining of the coat is red and you can only just see it peeking through a little bit here and there, you know, kind of showing the two sides to him. Like, he has an edgy interior. He has a lot of rings and jewelry on to show he's a more eccentric kind of guy. It's Hot Topic energy at its peak, except it's got a lot more kind of embroidery details, kind of adding into his magic element, and lots of little places for his hamsters to hide. Overall, it fits his edgy teenager kick so well, and it's so cool, but not only cool, it slays and has earned him his top spot. Well done, Gundam! And with that, my chatty little rambly rant is complete. I hope you enjoy getting to look at these character designs with me. I think it's such a real mixed bag with Danganronpa, which is kind of why I settled on doing like a ranking sort of thing rather than like an analysis of it. If you'd like me to do this video but with the first and third games or other characters, let me know and I'll do it. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any videos of mine. I'm going to be filming 3 Chiaki videos today, so if you like Danganronpa content, there's going to be more. And there are going to be some very exciting projects of mine coming into light very soon, and I'd love for you to be around to see them. Thank you so much for your time, your attention, and your support. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!